Here's how to concatenate a data set using Mesquite, or two data sets in that case. So first thing we need to do is we need to download Mesquite, install it from its website. And the second thing you'll need are either FASTA files or Nexus files, depending on what's easier for you, alignments for your different genes, regions that you'd like to concatenate. So open up Mesquite and open the first data set. One thing kind of keep in mind is what order you import the genes. It's helpful to import them from the more conserved gene regions to the more rapidly evolving gene regions. So in this case, we'll open up our 28S file first. Here it is. All right, here we go. We've got our nice alignment. We've got our taxa names. And I've already truncated the data set so that it's got blunt ends, but if you wanted to, now would be the time where you would remove characters, so you'd have a nice clean truncation to your data set. I also find it's useful to insert a few gaps characters just so that when you concatenate the second gene region, you have this kind of visual space so that you know where one gene starts and where the next ends. There's another way to take care of that, and I'll show you in a second. So here we are. We've got our genes, we've got our taxa. One thing that we have to make sure, though, is that our names are going to become important. So let's link our file now. So file link to our second gene region, which is EF1 alpha. All right, it shows up over here on the side, and let us see the matrix. Here it is. Now you see we've got a different number of taxa, so we had fewer individuals that we were able to sequence EF1 alpha from than 28S. That's not a problem, but what is a concern, and what we have to make sure, is that the taxa names match up. If there's a single letter difference between an individual here, like D0688 lowercase a, Diaspidiotis gigas, and here is the same, but if for example that was an uppercase A, the computer, Mesquite, would recognize as two different taxa. So you go through your list, make sure all the names are correct, and then when you're ready, matrix, utilities, concatenate other matrix. And so we're starting from our 28S, that's our more conserved region, and that's one we have highlighted when we choose this option. Now we're concatenating it with our EF1 alpha matrix, which is open. Okay, great. Now, do you want to add these taxa? Yes, we do, because what's going to happen is we actually have individuals here, 1108A, that we have EF1 alpha for, but not 28S. See, for example, and that's fine. That's, we can divide up our data set however we want afterwards. Now look here, we have something interesting is happening. Here's, for some reason, these two taxa, even though it looks like they have the same names, are being, oh, see, there's the spelling mistake. AGE versus GAE. So close the data, close the file, start over, rename things, do it all over again. I won't bother with it, but you get the idea. And here we go. We've got our 28S, we've got our EF1 alpha. If we have other genes, we can continue adding them until everything's done. And then file, save as, or just save. Okay, there we go. And we should be able to export this as a whatever type of file we want for analyses afterwards. Nexus for Mr. Bayes is probably what we're going to do. Simplified Nexus, it doesn't really matter, but there you go. Perfect. Mission accomplished.